Okay, so now that we have a drawing of our clothing that we want, right? And it's really important that we draw all the different parts. So even this little extra piece that's on the shirt, that could be important. This little, where it gets a little bit tighter around the wrist, that's important for later on. So just make sure you have all the details that you want to have, buttons, other things like that, drawn. Wrinkles are not important, but actual details, those you're going to want. So after you have that, you are going to cut out the largest part, so the outside outline of the clothing. So for me, I'm going to separate the shirt from the pants. Even though the shirt has a vest and all of that, I'm going to keep those all together. So your drawing is going to become, your tracer. Any pieces that I cut off, like the pants there, I want to keep. And we are not drawing on the same paper as your head. So this traced head is not important. So we'll be cutting that off. And we also want to cut out the space that anything that's skin or a neck. If you have arms on yours, because maybe you're drawing it in a t-shirt, those parts we're not worried about. So on mine, I'm going to actually come down Okay, so what I have right there is my upper above the waist clothing, basically. Okay. Now, if colors matter, let's say you're trying to make your animal look like they're dressed up like Skywalker here, well, then you're going to want to find a yellow piece of paper. You'll want to find a black piece of paper. But I think it's kind of fun to find things that are other things and make them into those parts. So for the yellow shirt, I am going to be making it out of this wheat. So I'll be tracing that on. So we find a spot that we like. Okay. And I probably should use something else. I'll use a pen. And again, we're using our drawing as a tracer. And even though we have that black vest, we're not worried about that right now. That's all going to be, we're worried about our first layer. So what is underneath the vest? And underneath the vest is that yellow shirt. So we're very worried about that. We're not worried about the vest yet. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this out. And you're going to want to do your best to stay on your lines because everything is going to overlap or fit on top of one another. So if you make this too small or you make it too big, other parts might not match up later on. And if you're like me, you're regretting that you used a pen and not a permanent marker because it's really hard to see. So I don't care if you take a Disney character and you try to make your animal head into a character. You can do that. You need to be able to draw the clothing, and it needs to be not super complicated so that you're able to actually cut it out. Okay, so I just have to finish my neckline here. And if you're using a magazine, be careful because it's really thin. Okay, so there is my cool shirt made out of hayfield. And next, now what I'm going to do is I don't need where the yellow shirt is anymore. Now we're worried about the vest. So now I'm just going to cut out the vest. Okay, and then I'll trace that on some black paper. Gonna be kind of cool to find a picture of maybe like a black sky or something with little stars in it and make that into the black vest. Just because, like I said, it's a picture of something that is galaxy worthy. Okay, so this goes then on this side. And what's nice is I know because it matches up with the side of the shirt like that. And then now I got to do the other part. And you want to keep all of these little tracers just in case. But you kind of lose your tracer as you go because you're cutting everything that's important off. So that's why you always start with the biggest piece. All right, so the last one here. Sorry this is taking so long. Actually, I'm not. It's going to take you a little bit, especially if you do it right. So just know that ahead of time. This is going to take us about 3 classes. So everything I'm showing you right here, I do not expect to be done by next class. This will be a 3 class at least. All right, so I have my vest done with my Fields of Hay shirt, and I'm gonna take these now and glue them on, making sure that I do one at a time, flip it over so that it's on the right side, and then match it right back up. It would be more like that. Okay, so we'll talk about what to do with this. And again, this whole process is probably getting finished on Thursday. So you have Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday to work on this. All right. Good luck, everyone. I will show you what we're doing. And again, you should have your frame with your head done. And they are somewhere safe. This is on separate paper. You're tracing your head onto a separate piece of paper and making the tracer pieces and all of that. And then you're cutting up that to make your clothing out of found paper. All right. Good luck.